Joe SNL with the front line with Joe and Joe. Once again, let us go into the breach. Pierre Poilievre opines on Olivia Chow becoming the mayor of Toronto. Play the clip.
All right, so we've heard from Doug Ford what he thinks of Olivia Chow as mayor of Toronto. I have to ask you, how does this strike you, Pierre Poilievre? Toronto Mayor Olivia Chow.
It's bonkers. I mean, we've seen what happens when you put Liberal NDP mayors in charge of cities. Look at what happened to Vancouver under their NDP mayor. The downtown East Side turned into a living hell with tent cities everywhere. Housing prices became the third most expensive in the entire world because the council wouldn't let any new building go ahead. Taxes gone through the roof. That's what happens when you put a Liberal or an NDP mayor in power. They raise taxes, they cut police budgets, they allow crime to run rampant, they flood the city with taxpayer-funded drugs, and everyone, all the law-abiding, hardworking, tax-paying people pay the price. So I encourage Torontonians to vote for someone who will support the police, keep taxes low, and get out of the way so builders can build affordable homes.
Baby Boss says it's bonkers because it is. It's not logical. If you try to think of it from a logical or linear perspective, you're always going to come to the conclusion that Baby Boss came up with. It's bonkers. Know why? Because sadly, the constituency is bonkers. They're not grounded. Any person who truly sees, who isn't crazy, I hate to say that, but isn't crazy and looks clearly at the consequences of policies, progressive leaders in cities, and see the outcome of their leadership cannot vote for Olivia Chow. If you vote for such a person, sadly, you have to look in the mirror and say to yourself, something is wrong, because it is. Because if you look from Canada to America, all progressive leadership results in a city that is in absolute ruin. Tense, people living on the streets, drugs, crime, no order. How could you support this? Yes, it is bonkers. But ultimately, the people who were voting for such a person, and again, I'm not pointing fingers, I'm just observing, something is wrong. Something is wrong. You see, that's what has to get fixed. That's why I say you're not going to vote yourself out of it. That's why, I kid around. I say Canada needs an exorcism. In a sense, they do. Something has to be fixed. A person who votes for such a person. And again, if you have eyes to see, you see what happens when people like Olivia Chow run cities. It is bonkers. But sadly, the people who were voting for Olivia Chow, they're bonkers. That's the problem. Canada does need an exorcism.
Hey Canada, show the country that you stand for freedom with one of these hats from our store. Your purchase supports this channel. Check out the link in the description and order yours now.